me, which unfortunately I wasn't the best with the press. So a lot of it stand their responses. He's a jerk, or he's this, he's that, because they're only reading from a third party. And the press is powerful. They can make you believe whatever you want them to. They can make you believe a lot of crud, and it's okay. I just washed my hands with that. I'm like, whatever, bro. I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't have to like me. I'm good. It's all good. It keeps my life peaceful. I can walk the streets and people don't really recognize me all the time. But, so I do
That's
get.
right. If you're living in San Francisco, that's surprising.
I was raised here, right? I was raised here since a little boy. So the funny part about it is everyone who's at the top of San Francisco, I either went to school with or something. So, and I ride a bike in my neighborhood with anybody, and anybody who comes around and ride a bike, you can see me. They're like, Barry, hey Barry, how you doing? So once you see a person all the time, the thrill is gone. You're like, oh, that's Barry.
I don't think the thrill is ever gone when people meet you. I don't. Let me see. So, what do you think about let's talk baseball cards for a minute.
Okay.
Obviously you were playing through, when I say junk wax here, do you know what I mean by junk wax?
No.
So what it means is back in the 80s and early 90s, trading card companies produced so many trading cards, so many millions of the same cards, they all became junk. Nothing ever really became, so they call it like a junk wax. So like your rookie card, your first card not in a traded set, 87 Topps, 87 Donruss, 87 Fleer, was what they called junk wax. But nowadays you've got cards that they only make one of. They only make 5 of. They only make 25 of, or 50.
Right.
So when I sold the Mike Trout card for $3.9 million last year, and we talked about what did you think about a baseball card if somebody's still playing, selling for $3.9 million?
I wish I would have had that card. Now we ain't even friends because you did it and didn't tell me, and we've known each other 32 years, so I could at least got a little bit of that change. So
it was a consignment.
You're not as cool then, so you suck because you don't treat your friends like that, right? And I got a whole bunch of people that are going to agree with me on this little TikTok thing that's going up, going, yeah. But God bless the card and God bless Mike Trout. Times change, right? Baseball cards were nothing back when I was growing up, really. They were, you got the bubble gum, you threw it, I used baseball cards and stuff and made wallpaper out of it on my wall. My mom allowed me to put little stickies and that was my whole wallpaper of my bedroom. But my dad signed for $5,000. I made hundreds of millions of dollars. These guys are making twice as much as me. So what the values are going to go up. It's normal. It's fine. Just next time you get one, if you don't give it to me, I want the world to know.
I'll tell you what to buy, and I will buy it, and I will split it with you.
There you go. Fine.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't keep up with anything, so at least help me out.
I will. Oh man, crazy night. Let me just think. Everyone's going.
I like that. I love my Barry Bonds card, valuable or not.
Awesome. There you go.
See, it doesn't matter. I love my Godfather, valuable or not. I don't need anything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. You do have one really, really good card. Well, you got a lot of really good cards. You obviously did not sign a lot. I think the first card you signed was actually probably from me for Classic, for my minor league set, and I remember that's when I made a card of your brother Bobby and put him in the set too. I did a flashback of you. And I put him in, and you signed your card. I think that's the first one. But you did not sign a lot of cards through your career or after your career, and
I don't really do it now that much.
I know you don't sign anything.
Well, and I got to be truthful and honest about why I didn't do it.
Yep.
Remember that statement I said? I love my Godfather for who he was.
Yep.
I didn't understand why people would sell you. You know, when you have someone that comes over to me and says, "Oh, could I have your autograph?" and this would be great, you're this, and I signed this autograph for him, and next minute I'm looking at the same thing sold to somebody else. I'm like, I thought it meant something to you, you know. And so I kind of took that personal. I think that was the reason. Like, you're coming to me screaming in front of a bunch of people to try and embarrass me, which doesn't work anyway. And I go out my way to do it for you because you're like, this is for my kid, this is da da da. And next minute you are selling my product that you came in front of all of these people and said it's for mine. It would be an honor if I get it. And I caught you selling it. And then I see you out there again asking me for the same autograph. And I'm like, no. And then other people happen to be around that didn't see me at that time going, you're a jerk. You have no idea what this guy just did to me. He has no sympathy when he came to me and asked me, it's for something, it would be an honor. And then you turn around and you sold me. That to me broke my heart. That is why I stopped signing stuff, because I didn't understand, or I didn't want to believe it was bad. And I just couldn't understand people would do that to you. You know what I mean? Like, it was just not good for me. It was something that I would never do to anyone else. You know, I have a Michael Jackson sign thing and I cherish it forever. You know how much I could get for my Michael Jackson hats? Oh my God. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? It's like, if I go out of my way to ask you for something, I mean it. I'm not doing it just to sell you. Or at least if you're going to sell me, at least give me some of it so we can have it. I mean, that's what I would think, you know, and I'll be happy to. I'll be like, here, man, I'm going to sell this, you know, it's going to help my family out. I'm like, okay, cool, dude. You just give me 5% and I'll be cool with you.
I mean,
But,
you'd much, obviously, this is a before COVID statement because now nobody likes to get too close, but you'd rather somebody come up and say, hey, can I take a selfie with you than, hey, can you sign this? Because you know they're not going to sell their selfie.
yeah, that's way more important to me. And it's more personal for me.
Yep.
So anyone that's out there, you can take any picture of me at any time, as long as I don't look like crap, or I'm, you know, don't take a picture of my ass or something like that. Don't do that. But I think that because it's more personal. It's like when you come up to me and you say, can I take a photo of you? We're kind of like engaging differently. And then that photo lasts with you forever. And then you can tell whatever story. Yeah, I was hanging out with Barry, you know, we were look, we got a picture of him. And I thought that was really cool, right? Because you could get a story behind it, right? You can make up whatever story you want, you know? And to me, that was just like, that made me feel way better than signing something. That is on a piece of paper that's going to fade someday, or you could lose, or it was over. The picture thing for me is like, I'm more out to really take photos with you than ever signing anything.
Amazing. I mean, just people don't, unless you are.
As long as you have a mask because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
I never got it, so I'm trying to stay cool.
Exactly. Oh man.
So you say, one dude says you sound sour. I'm like, sour? That's crazy. This is cool though. You get to see all of this stuff. Some people say you're sour.
Everyone keeps asking about Griffey. Everyone keeps asking about Griffey Jr.
Mm-hmm. What about him? What do you want to know? Besides, he's one of the greatest baseball players ever to play. If Kenny didn't get as hurt as he did, he'd be the best player ever. Period.
Yep.
He had, to me, the best, most talent. Him and Vladimir Guerrero was really super talented. He swung at everything, but he was super talented. I mean, he had a great arm. He could run fast, all that. You can see it in his son. But Kenny was special, 19 years old, being there with his dad, and a dream come true, and the amazing things they did. If Kenny just didn't get hurt as often as he did, there's no doubt who's the best baseball player that ever played the game of baseball. Oh. It was too easy for him. Too easy. We might be close in competition, but he was younger, so he would win that because he would be playing longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line to it. He would have more years than me playing.
You had better eyes, Barry.
No, well, maybe because I got to keep playing. Kenny was hurt, right? You know, because I work with a lot of players, and you know, And when you get the young ones, they always like, how do you do it, or how do you get there? I say, dude, just play long enough for someone to write a story. If you're there for long enough, someone will write a story. If you're there for 2 years, it's just a commercial. So play long enough in the game to, I mean, you don't even need me for that answer. All the greatest athletes, 20 years, 22 years, 18 years, 20 years, 19 years, whatever, in most sports. So just play long enough and someone will write a story about you, because you got to be real good for longevity. Longevity is going to what is the story of where you're going to land in that field.
So when are you, do you think that you will be able to make it back to Jersey in the spring? You flying?
Yeah, for sure. Why can't I? I have nothing else to do.
Okay, good. No,
I'm just riding my bike and hanging out. So
okay,
sure.
okay, good. So we got to get you to come out to. It's October. We do that. Well, what do you so your role with the Giants? That's something. So what is your current role with the Giants?
I am an assistant to the CEO. So
Okay.
I basically smile, shake hands, go to any kind of meetings that they have, or corporates, go to the luxury box, sit around. If the players want to say something to me, they do. If not, I keep my mouth shut and I stay in my box. You know, so anything they want me to do, I do pretty much. So
Cool.
anything the team needs, I do.
That is great. And you're happy to be part of the Giants as opposed to a different
Oh,
franchise.
static. I'm static to be there. You know, it's you know, it's what I wanted to be a San Francisco Giant my whole life. You know, I just had a detour to Pittsburgh, but I mean, this is my city. I love it. There's nothing that makes me any happier. So still being part of the organization, oh, for sure. And it's just different now. You know, when I was playing, like I said, I had a different attitude. I'm on my field. You can't tell me what to do. You can't even talk to me. I'm going to do. Now, I don't care. They tell me all kinds of stuff. I just move whenever they say move. They say go left, I go left. They say go right, I go right. It doesn't bother me anymore. You know, I don't know that part of the thing. But in baseball, on the field, no, you can't come from upstairs and tell me what I'm doing down here. Like, but now I'm working upstairs. I don't know upstairs, so I just listen and do what I'm told.
Do you follow basketball?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Stephon Curry. Bam.
What do you think of my Sixers? What do you think of this Ben Simmons stuff?
Come on, man. I'm not going against my boys, dog. I don't care. Warriors are still going to be it, but the Sixers, they're going to be good. They're good.
But
They're going to be real good.
The Ben Simmons holdout, demanding to be traded, and how players in basketball these days will do that and have such leverage.
You know what? If you're not happy, you have the rights. That's right. People in the real world can do it. Why do you magnify an athlete? If he's unhappy, or if he feels he deserves what he did, why can't he be outspoken? You know, why is it so magnified with a celebrity when you got people in the normal world that make billions and millions just as much as athletes do at times and do the same thing? Or you have employees that say, you know what, I want a raise, I want this, but it's not on TV and it's not like that. So I don't agree the way the media portrays that, but I will always stand behind my fellow athletes.
Okay. That's
always.
Very safe position. That's good.
It's not just the truth. It's like,
okay.
You know, I ride and die. You know, that's our clubhouse. That's our locker room. That's that's us. And I'm not there with him every day, and I'm not in that organization, so I don't know what's really truly going on. But for him to make a statement or stand by it, something has to be going on that he's not happy with, and I feel he has the right to say what he has to say, and I don't believe anyone needs to screw that into anything more than what it really is. You know, and that's it.
How do you think, if you were playing today in your prime, what do you think the opposing teams would do? With me? With you.
The same thing they did when I was playing. It's not going to change. I'm not going to. The difference between when I played, Kenny, had a lot of different style pitchers. You know, they're like, all these guys throw 100 miles an hour. Well, we had guys throw 100 miles. Rob Dibble threw 100 miles an hour, 104. I can now, you know, Gagne threw 100 miles an hour. There's a lot of guys 200 miles an hour. The thing about today's game, for me as a hitter, I would feel would be a lot easier. Only because everyone throws the same speed. So I don't have to adjust. See, we had finesse pitchers, then you have some guys that throw hard, you have this, so there's a lot of adapting. in the pitching core. Now everyone's throwing 95 to whatever. I don't have to adjust as much. And a lot of them just want to pitch backwards. Okay, come on. Hitting counts, I'm going to throw a slider in the dirt. Okay, anyway. I mean, 3-2, I'm going to throw a slider. I mean, it's like I said, my calculations in my head, I'm sorry if I'm just rambling on about it, but
No.
I can calculate what they're doing already, and I don't even have to be up at the plate. I'm already seeing it consistently of what they're doing, and I'm going, that's not difficult to do. I would just take my arm guard off before he threw the pitch and just go like this, because that's going to be a slider or curveball.
People hit some of the questions. So what do you think of what Ohtani did this year with both the pitching and the hitting, and how well he did it?
Oh, I don't think anyone's ever going to see that again, ever. No one's ever going to see a pitcher and as a pitcher hitter ever do that. I don't think I'll ever see it again. It was impressive, super impressive.
Yeah.
To come back and pitch in 5 days, and then I just did a Japanese TV program about him. I just did interview with the Japan television about him, and they were asking. I said, I've heard stories about Babe Ruth pitching and doing it, but that's a whole different era. That's way, I didn't see Babe Ruth play. So I don't really know. I mean, back when Babe Ruth was playing, there were no errors. Ground rule doubles were considered home runs. So we can debate about a lot of things back then, but with Ohtani, it was just like, I don't think anyone's ever going to see 40 plus home runs out of a pitcher and then pitch the way he did. I think he'd be a great DH, which that's what he should do. Because they asked me, like, what do you think he should do? I said, I wouldn't change anything. Let him pitch and hit until he gets too old, and he can move him wherever he wants to. But you can't take him out of the lineup as a hitter.
No, of course not.
And if he had Mike Trout every year, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because to me, Mike Trout's the best hitter in the game. I mean, he's got the 3 or plus MVPs, so you can't calculate. Miguel Cabrera is always going to be one of my all-time favorites too. That's my generation. Those are my kids. My boys.
Yeah.
So, he's always going to be number one till he retires and moves on in my heart, because I played against him and I watched him play. But Trout is just sick. And it's unfortunate that he got hurt, but he's
it's unfortunate. He's lost. Unfortunately, between COVID and this season, he's lost a year and a half of his prime.
But he's sick. He ain't lost anything. So what? I missed all of 2005. So doesn't mean anything. He can come back.
And he missed him pretty much the whole season between 94 and short 95.
Exactly. So that doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. Just one thing just got in the way. But I guarantee you, he's working his ass off right now. Guarantee.
Oh man. So I mean, I can go all night.
Like I said, I have nothing to do. Still got a good another 20 minutes before 8 o'clock, and then I'll shut it down. But I mean, this is the first time for me, Kenny. So I'm trying to open up and be, here. People know me, see me. It could be the last time they ever see me, right? I'm having a good time because I don't really do many interviews. I don't do too many shows. I don't do anything like that stuff. I like my quiet life, and it's fine for me. So take advantage of whatever you want to take advantage of, because sometimes it could be the last for me. It depends on what mood I can get into.
So can I talk about the voting that's coming up?
You can talk about whatever the hell you want.
Okay. So this is your last year of eligibility for the Hall of Fame, at least by the writers.
Thanks for letting me know that. I'm not really following it, but go ahead.
Okay. What do you think?
What do I think's going to happen, or what do I think? How my thing is this: I don't win or anyway. This is a live shot, right? If I say one thing, whoever's writing this newspaper that's going to be on this IGM or whatever you call this, IGI, going to say Bond said. Yep. And then if I avoid it, they're going to say Bond's whatever. So I can't win on that statement.
You'd love to get in, right?
I don't make any comments to that at all, because I don't want a media person to run with a story that because the headlines will just say Bond said.
Okay.
Right?
Very fair.
So I'm gonna.
That's why I didn't bring it up, and that's why I asked you.
No, but it's okay, Kenny, because I'm open book. I don't really care.
Yep.
My thing is this, and I've said this many times to a lot of people. They gonna let them make their decision. I don't need to make a comment. I'm not gonna make a comment about it. Whatever they choose is just a decision they make. It can't. There's nothing you can run with. Bond said, or Barry feels, or Barry thinks, or Barry this. I'm this. You guys figure it out. It's your world. Do your thing. I'm not getting into that battle. I'm so tired of it. You know, Ken, I went through so much that, you know, that roller coaster ride of press and negativity. I'm exhausted. That's probably why I am so really enclosed and introverted, because I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm 57 years old. I'm not 20. I have a grandson. I just want to live and have a good time. I don't want to be in that mix anymore. I don't want to feel that negative vibes anymore in my life. I don't need it. And so whatever they write, it's their opinion, not a statement they can say Barry thinks or Barry said or that. And so when that day comes, you'll know the answer because they'll give it to you.
Rob Nen just joined us, and if you missed his scroll, he just said hi.
Oh, hi. I didn't even see. Well, I was talking to you, so I didn't see it. Hey.
He'll say, "Yo, Rob, wave so Barry sees you."
How do you wave? Oh, hey,
they can hit an emoji and wave.
Oh, okay. So, Rob Nen. There it is. There you go. That's my dog. He could pitch, boy. He could pitch.
Yes, he was
and he could throw close to 100, if not 100. So having the guys, and his ball moved crazy.
Yeah, if Doug Reeser is watching this show, I've been in the same fantasy baseball league for 22 years, if you can believe that. From the league started in 2000. I traded like half my team to Doug to get you. I had you on my team until 2007 for your last year, and I also had Rob as one of my keepers because we had relievers were very important. So yeah, I definitely know the importance of a great reliever who doesn't blow up his whip in ERA.
Yeah, Rob was good, really, really, really good, and he threw, and his ball moved like crazy.
Yeah, and how you doing, Dallas? Dallas Braden just joined us. That's the 209 mayor.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, hi. Everything's going up so fast, I can't even keep up with it.
So all you baseball players, DM me, tell me, hey, you want to join in sometime? I'm happy to do it. You know, when I was with Barry, I said, hey, I know Barry watches. You know, you're on my Instagram. You comment to me, and
yeah, I do look at it and put the little heart button things. But I don't play with it as much as others. I watch you now. I mean, we're friends, so yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
And I will mention that come on my show, right?
I will do whatever. If it's fine, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay. Yes.
Why not? If you with, okay, I'm gonna come on your network, Kenny.
Yes.
Only if you give me back my jersey.
Oh.
How's that one for an answer? Because you need to let them know you have my jersey, you little snake, and you need to give it back. Well, you better be in your will of trust to give it back to my kids if something happens, because the world needs to know Kenny has my number 7 jersey, which belongs to me, which now you know why I got all my uniforms, because things were going out that the teams would give that we didn't get to keep.
Yep.
So, yeah, put you on the spot.
Yeah, the team, just so everyone understands, in case somebody interprets this, the team sold equipment back in 1986. Okay.
Thank you.
So Barry's jersey was sold. It traded hands by collectors. I ended up being probably about 7 years ago, making a trade, a cash-in trade to buy it from my collection. Now Barry knows that that I have it when he was made his major league debut back in 1986.
And you know, I'm really truly not upset you have it. I'm glad you got it, that no one else got it.
You're happy if you're happy I have it as opposed to
for sure, because I know I'm going to get it back from my grandkid. So but I am glad that you have it. So because at least I can go see it. Because holy cow, it's like wow, because that whole 007, it was really crazy because people, I was, it's kind of weird at that time because it's like Bonds, they wanted to make that 007 James Bond thing, and I was like, nope, not gonna work. I was, they didn't understand. I had my godfather and my dad, so it was so important for me to have my own identity through this sport, baseball. And they were trying to compare me to so many different things of that happened. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. So I got the tag of he's difficult because I just wanted to be myself. I didn't want, if I was going to make it or do it, it was going to be because I did it, not because Willie, not because my dad. You know what I mean? So I wanted my own number. They're like, you wanted 24 like your godfather. I didn't want 24 because of Willie Mays. I was born July 24th, and I thought that 24 should be my lucky number because that's the year God gave me life. That was through my family and, going to church and everything else. I was like, everyone's favorite number should be the year they were born because that's the day God gave you life. So I was born July 24th. That's why I wore 24 my whole life. That's why I wanted 24. And Willie offered me 24 when I came to the Giants. And then Major League Baseball said, you cannot take a jersey out. But the media made it like it was all my doing. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't have anything to do with it. It was a gesture from my godfather to me and the love he had for me. And I was super honored to have it. And then when the whole mix-up came up, I said, I'll take my dad's number. I mean, I got both of them. I should have took 26 or 23. And then I would have been 24, 25, and 26. Because every time I go to the ballpark and I look at 25 up at the thing, because they retired my number, Kenny, only thing that comes to my mind is my father. It doesn't even seem as though that's my number. Because I get people like, what do you think when you look at that number? I said, that's my dad. He was the first. So when I see 24, 25, I think of Bobby and Willie. I don't even think of myself. So when I look up there, I said, damn, I should have had a different number because then I would actually look at it. But when I look at the thing when it says 756 on the side, then I know that's me. So I give my dad the 25 because that's great. It's a retired number that my dad wore, and it's his. And then I'll take the 756 sign in the center field. So that's mine. And my dad and Willie are up at the top. And then I'm over there in center field. So that's cool.
Did you, I should know this, but when you played Little League, right?
Yeah, I played every sport.
What position did you play in Little League?
Center field, first base, pitcher, shortstop, catch. No, I didn't play catcher. I did in Babe Ruth once because I wanted to see what it was like. I played shortstop most of the time. I played center field because I could run faster than all the other kids, so they wanted the fastest kid in center field so he can run and catch all the balls. I played shortstop a lot and first base and pitcher. I was pitcher a lot too. So those are the main positions. So you always want your best catcher to catch the ball at first base because when the kids throw it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell Paul. Yep.
And I was left-handed, but I was also left-handed shortstop.
When did you give up pitching?
When I
Little League?
I didn't. I pitched through Babe Ruth. I did pitch through Babe Ruth, but I didn't like it. It wasn't something I loved to do. It was just something that, I could do at the time. But there was way better pitchers than me, teammates that were better than me. I wanted to just run and catch the baseball and hit home runs. That's it. Run, catch, hit home runs, steal bases. I wanted to be Willie. So I started off in center field because that's what I wanted to play, that position. But I didn't have a strong enough arm. I wasn't like the best thrower. I was just super quick and I can release the ball because you don't have to have a great arm in the outfield. You just have to get to it quick and release it fast. And once you release it, by the time that guy hits first base, the illusion of that ball coming in, I could lob it and it's going to freeze him. Because if he turns his head and he sees the ball, he doesn't really technically know how fast it's coming. So I didn't have to really have a great arm in left field. I just had to learn how to release it fast. And Bill Verdon taught me how to do that.
Wow. This is good. I learn something new every day too. I mean, this is amazing. What do you watch? Obviously, you watch the Giants. What besides Trout? Besides Trout and Ohtani, both of you touched on. What guys do you like to watch that are active playing today?
Active players today?
Active players today.
Not many. I watch the Giants.
Okay.
I don't really. I mean, I like Guerrero. Because I played with his father.
Yep.
I'm not really into the antics on the field as much as I don't enjoy it as much as before.
Yep.
It seems like when I played, you didn't fraternize so much with your opponents. We fraternize after the game, or we can talk whatever after the game, or we can go to dinner and da-da-da. But during the game, it just seems like everyone's sensitive and too friendly. Like your opponent is your friend. And even if Kenny Jr. and I were best of friends, if we got on the field, we'd both try to kill each other and then tape each other up after the game. And I don't see that. It's more of, don't hurt anyone's feelings, and it's kind of difficult for me to watch someone.
They don't have the killer competition.
Yeah, it's just different. I mean, the antics that they do on the field, you wouldn't even survive in my era. You'd be crushed and fast. That wouldn't go too well. The veteran players, yes, you can get away with it to a point. I did it, a little bit. I could watch my home runs here and there. You can watch it, and I quoted that, but all this, whatever they're doing out there and all that, all the time, I don't know. And, the game has changed, the guys, I just call it batting practice because that's all it is, because pitchers don't hit anyone. And if you do, you're going to get suspended and lose pay. So if I was a pitcher, why am I going to do that? That doesn't make any sense, because you're going to suspend me 5 games, and then I'm going to hurt my team from not being able to pitch. And then they're going to take money out of my pocket. And me defending my teammate isn't really going to do me any good, because my teammate's not going to give me the money I'm going to lose. And I got to take care of my family, right? So today, baseball to me is just batting practice. And if you're going to let me just go up there and just have batting practice, and you're never going to buzz me, I was always uncomfortable but comfortable, at the plate, always. Always had to respect my opponent, no matter who it was, because you can get hit anytime. I got hit even all the way in my 40s,
Yeah, you had all body armor just because you
the body armor isn't because I needed it. The body armor was because, I did need it, is because John Wetland broke my elbow. And I have a lump here still to this day, that I am one of the few people in this world who doesn't really grow scar tissue. I grow a bone. And I can, I'm not going to show you all my surgeries for my hip and the things my body wants to grow another bone. And so when he broke it, when he chipped it, I didn't have scar tissue, because this, if you feel like right here, you can feel a little lump. Well, here, I don't have a lump. That's a bone that sticks out. Okay? So I had to put an arm guard there, because if I got hit there and it broke, it would ruin my career. So the arm guard was protecting my career for me not to not get hit there and end my career. It wasn't that I needed an arm guard to protect myself. Dude, you ain't throwing no baseball hard enough to hit me once to where I'm going to worry about any damn thing. Right? I mean, I wasn't intimidated by that. That didn't bother me, because I was used to that throughout my career. It was welcome to the big leagues. Wow! I got hit. Brim Smith. I got hit in Montreal by Brim Smith in Montreal. Hit a ball center field. And when you're a young player, you run as hard as you can around the bases. And I heard him, so you better run. And I was flying around the bases. Came into the dugout. I sat in the dugout like this. And Bobby Bo came up to me and he says, BB, don't do anything on what's going to happen next. And I didn't even understand what he was saying. I was like, okay, whatever. Got up to the plate, first ball, pow. and I knew exactly what happened. And you knew what to do then. It was like, boom, you hit a home run. Welcome to the major leagues, right, kid? Don't get cocky. Don't worry. You go down to first base, and Brim went like this. Because I just went down to first base. I didn't react. I didn't do anything. He went like this. Game was over. We both had respect for each other. Do you see what I mean? So you had to take it sometimes in a certain situations or at times to gain respect. And then once I hit the home runs and I did what I was doing, you aren't allowed to hit me anymore. Because if you hit me, then we're going to hit everyone on your team. Because I now am the protector of the run scoring production of my team. So when that happens, I gain that respect to where that's a no-no, bro. And plus, people knew I would fight too. There was another issue they had. There was going to be a problem. But to me, it never bothered me. If you hit me, to me, your brain, I've taken you out of what you're going to do anyway. So all you did was allow me to steal second base, third base, and really bury you. Because now I get to play with you. Right? Now you piss me off, and now I get to play with you. And so that was the kind of game. And I would entice you to hit me sometimes. Go for it. You know, they're like, he's so cocky, walks up so slow, he does this. I wanted you to drill me. Because the one time, once you hit me once, you can't hit me twice, and I get 3 more at bats, you're going to lose. So I had to see, my brain was always calculating the situation or math or problems going, you know, that's how it was. But today it's just batting practice. You know,
I mean, I can't remember a time you ever charged a mound after getting hit. Did you?
I only charged the mound to Batalico in Philly.
Okay.
I've charged the mound. I think that was the only time, or maybe one other time in my whole career. And I knew he was gonna. It was the weirdest feeling on the planet. And we became friends after. You know, it was like, you know, after. But I just got up there in Philadelphia. I went to say, that son of a so and so is gonna hit me. And I went just like this. I said, if he hits me, and he threw it, and it boom, and I just reacted, bam. Mm-hmm. And you know, we were both on the bottom. He was underneath me, so that was a good thing. But I don't encourage anyone to be on the bottom of the pile, because both of us were freaking dying with 25. I was like, you guys got to get up. I can't breathe. So at least he was underneath me, because you know, it's not a good feeling. You know, that. You know, but sometimes you got to go out there and prove a point that, hey, you know what? Mm-hmm. But nobody wins a fight, right? It's not.
Yep. And what was the suspension back then?
Yeah, we didn't get suspended back then. You know,
you
didn't get suspended when that happened. We policed ourselves, and you knew it was coming, and so the managers knew. Okay, did something wrong, you would get you know, your manager say something. You guys, you know, that's not how you do it out here. Don't get your teammate killed. You know what I mean? Or your teammate would be pissed. You know, so if I went out and did something stupid, you know, the guy, my teammate's going to be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're going to get me freaking killed, because the guy behind me is going to get hit. Mm-hmm. They may not hit me, but they're going to hit my teammate. My teammate's like, yo, what the hell? Now you got dissension in your team, right? So you got to be careful what you do to not hurt your team, right? Back in our time. So you always had to do. That's why I love the Giants organization. They don't really showboat so much. You get your moments a little bit here and there, but it's not a whole team thing, you know. And I'm okay with the showboats. Don't get me wrong, because I had my own show. Ricky Henderson had his show. We had the taps. We did all that stuff, which is fine. But we waited till we got to a certain point of our career to then become the show. Same thing, like, you know, Stephon Curry. Now he's the show. No one, you know, he can put it on any way he wants to. LeBron James, put it on any way you want to. You know what I mean? They've earned that right to do that. They're, you know, everyone's coming to see them. So, I want to see the show. But, you know, the 2-year player that's coming up, or the call-up guy that's hits a home run and he's doing all that, dude, you'd be in the hospital in my generation and fast. Not only by that other pitcher, but by your teammate. Yep. Because your teammates are going to think, what the hell are you doing, dude? You're going to get us killed. You know, so, and I wouldn't want Randy Johnson up at the pitcher's mound and somebody's doing all this stuff, and next minute that dude headhunts me. Are you freaking crazy? But the one thing I got to say about Randy Johnson, he was never like that. Randy Johnson, I don't think Randy ever, I mean, he may have done it to protect his team, but Randy Johnson was all, I'm going to go at you. I'm going to go at you no matter what. I don't need to hit you, because Randy was so big he could hit you in 2 seconds. So I don't need to hit you. Randy already intimidated you by his stride. When he stride, it looked like it was right here.
Speaking about someone who would intimidate you, now this obviously would have been the very, very, very tail end of his career. What about Nolan Ryan?
Nolan Ryan scared the hell out of me.
There you go. There you go.
There was only one pitcher on the planet, but I was a rookie then, right? I struck out 3 times against him in spring training. Or 2 times, because I don't know if he pitched the last time, but I struck out 3 times. I recall it was him. In Bradenton, he came to pitch, and I think that he didn't pitch that often, but when he did, he pitched for a lot of innings. So he came in to get his work in. My legs were shaking. Yeah, Nolan Ryan was the one because he played against my dad, right? It was like, this is Nolan Ryan, and I'm up here. I was shaking like crazy, and he kicked my butt when I played against him in Houston. So, hey, that was one pitcher that kicked my butt. But the other pitcher kicked my butt, you wouldn't even know the name, was Mike Bilecki.
Oh, Mike Bilecki? Of course I know.
Mike Bilecki could only throw a ball as straight as an arrow, couldn't do anything, and that dude would get me out. Like, I never could believe how I could not hit that dude.
Ooh, I thought somebody else really good. Again, when you were younger, and it might have been whatever. What about J.R. Richard?
Yeah, but that was gas, bro. I mean, that's like John Candelaria and all those guys when I was coming. Lee Smith. I mean, I could go to a lot of those players that I got to face. I mean, Mike Scott was nasty.
Yes.
Mike Scott was nasty. Jesse Orozco bothered me a lot. He was I finally got home runs off him, but I told him I was going to hit him. He owned me. But anyone who really got me was more of a lefty pitcher, through my younger careers. But I always try to say this. I thought Steve Avery would be like one of the most dominant. When he first came in, it's like,
and he won. It's unbelievable.
I was blown away by him. I don't know what happened. I think he got hurt or some other stuff, but he was, I thought he was going to be that big dominating. But you had Jose Rijos. I can go on. Rob Dibble. Dibble looked crazy, but Dibble was one of the nicest players. Dibble, Randy Myers was one of the coolest dudes out there. But when they got on the field, they were nasty. And Dibble would crush it.
Did you read that? Did you read that?
No, I don't read anything. But if he respected you and you gave him that respect, he's not going to back down, but he would never come at you to encourage, but he's going to throw that 102-mile-an-hour pitch at you. And he's going to buzz you a little bit to wake you up. But he loves the challenge. Like Rob Dibble, Myers, they love that challenge, that fight in there. And so, I was never going to back down. So we earned each other's respect, right? If you're going to hit me, we're going to fight. If we're not going to fight, let's not fight, but let's respect each other. But those boys were freaking nasty. Norm Charlton, that was probably the best bullpen I thought at that time. But the Mets had a great bullpen too. When you had Doc Gooden, Doc was the bomb. So you had him and Sid Fernandez and that whole crew and David Cohn and all that. That was cool. And then you can go with the Yankees with Clemens and I didn't have an opportunity to play against them, but once. That one series I ever played against Yankees, which was a great highlight of my life, which was I got to go to Yankee Stadium and play and perform. But Mario Rivera, he just ate me. That was funny. I said, this dude cannot snatch me like everybody else, and he got me. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was like, I'm going to hit him into next week if he tries to throw me that little cutter. And I could not believe how fast that thing cut on you.
God.
Yeah, but I didn't have time. I didn't have enough time to master him.
Jonathan Sanchez joined us and said that you did not want to face him in spring training.
I didn't like to face anyone in spring training. I didn't really want to be in spring training. I didn't even want to I trained so hard during the off season that spring training was just a fine tune for me. So I didn't want to give up too many swings or too much during spring training, only because I want to nail you during the season. So spring training, they can, to me, I'll tell you about hitting, because there's a lot of positive things in hitting. My job is just to make contact off the pitcher, right? In theory, that's the physics of baseball. I get up there, I square up the ball, I make contact, okay? And that's me against this pitcher. Unfortunately, the pitcher has goons that protect him. So when you hit a ball, and I tell these kids all the time, if you make great contact and your form is perfect, the pitcher's already out of the equation. He lost. He was saved by his goons. So don't focus on his goons more than you need to focus with him. And just keep making great contact, and eventually you'll clear out his goons. You see what I'm saying? So when I grounded out, you never saw me hardly ever throw my helmet or act crazy or so-and-so, or hit the ball into the ship, because the ball was inside. I hit it perfect. He's out of the equation. But even though the pitcher's going, I got you out. Unless you strike me out, son, you were already out of that equation. Because in theory, with baseball, boom, you are out. You threw batting practice, you're gone. Your goons got me. But I don't want to chase your goons, because if I lose focus on you and I focus more on them, then you're going to beat me in your equation. So there's more positive things in a swing and a bat than negative. Just don't strike out, and the pitcher never wins.
Everyone's been asking all night about you versus Eric Gagne.
Oh, that's that's a crazy story, because Eric Gagne and I we were teammates in Japan. We went on this. I said, Eric, you're the greatest freaking, right now, you're the best of the best closers. No, I mean, no one. I said, you get more than 3 or 4 runs. Challenge me. Let's go one-on-one. And he goes, bet. And when you make a bet in baseball, you got to live up to it. And he didn't live up to it on one pitch, that curveball, that backdoor curveball he threw me. And I looked at him going, are we on this deal? Are we not on this deal, right? So when he threw that ball, he got 0-2 on me quick, because he threw one ball inside that came back, and I thought he broke my rib cage, because that ball, I didn't even think that ball was going to go back over the plate like he did, and I thought he was going to break my rib cage, because that guy threw 104 miles an hour. I mean, that was crazy. And then once I saw that pitch and everything else, that switch came on in my brain, and I said, he's already gave me his kitchen sink, and I've already seen it. Now we got a game to play. And so he threw that backdoor curveball. I was pretty pissed off at him when he threw it, but thank God the umpire called it for a ball, and it wasn't. It was off the plate, you know. So, but it was a great curveball, and I won the deal. And I told him, if you beat me, you name it. If I get you, I get to name it, you know. And I named it. I didn't make a true name. We just said it as a thing. You name it.
Oh.
So we got into the count, and it just happened. That dude threw hard, but I don't care how hard you throw it, 60 feet, 6 inches. You can throw 200 miles an hour. You're not going to bother me at all. And you can't, because there's a catcher. And when I teach the kids, I go, remember something. There's a catcher behind home plate that has a glove on his hand. And that guy throws 100 miles an hour, and that catcher catches it every time as though it's nothing. All I did was change the object to a bat, catch it. All I did was switch the object. Because if he was in, I had a glove in my hand, I would just go like this and catch it and throw it back to him. All I did was just change the object. Now the object's changed, I'm just going to catch it. I don't need to stride. I don't need to move. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is just see it. Pow! There it goes. That's it.
Amazing.
You just play catch with different objects, right? If you got something, you just play catch. Why are you so comfortable with the glove? Like I tell kids, you get a glove and you're like, over here, boom, you're catching it behind your back, because you became one with this. You feel comfortable with this. Well, now we got to switch the object and teach you how to be comfortable with this. And that's what my dad taught me. What's the difference? Play catch with this the same way you do with your glove. Learn how to do both. Like I said, I have a lot of different techniques that I've done over and over and over. I stood in, this is crazy. I stood in front of a pitching machine with tennis balls, trying to not get hit or protect myself with a bat. So that I figured out how to protect myself as I was getting drilled with tennis ball, to just do stupid things like that, to try to become one with a bat. I think all kind of stupid things. I don't know if it really works, but it did for me.
Yeah. Crazy. No, these are things that never knew you did. I mean, it's great.
Because you were busy doing your
I
thing.
didn't know it. Nobody knew it.
No, if you didn't know it, no one knew it. But you were busy doing other things. You were creating, value in the companies that, you were doing. And we were friends and we were working together and we were doing things together. And we've always kept a close place. And I was out here doing my thing. So I'm going to educate you on my life too at the same time as you're educating me more on yours.
Terrific.
Anything?
So,
Anything else? You keep on going, bro. Like I said,
I might have to take a bathroom break if I keep on going.
I think people are bored and they might be like, "Hey, can you get off this now?"
No, I don't think. Does anyone want us to end this?
Yeah, I think I have about 15 more minutes I can go. If you want to. If you don't need to, then I got to get off at 15.
Okay.
Because one, I haven't even eaten, so I just been here with you, so I'd like to make something to eat.
You watch? I'm actually. I don't have my TV on. I have no idea what's going on with these various games. You watching the baseball game?
Oh, for sure. I've been watching all. I watch them. I mean, now the Giants are out. I'm just rooting for Dusty.
Okay.
I'm praying so hard he wins the World Series. He deserves it. As a matter of fact, I just talked to Darren, his son, this afternoon. But I'm just Dusty is a hell of a manager.
Yep.
Sorry, excuse me, hell of a manager. And I pray he wins.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm almost talked out. This is.
Oh, that's a first for you, Kenny. I beat you. That's awesome.
So somebody's asking what memorabilia. I know what memorabilia he has. All the big moments. He unlike a lot of these other players. Barry has all of his awards. He's never done anything with a single award. He might not display them now. He used to, but he might not display them now. But so do the Giants have 762 and 756, or you have them? Do they have them in a suite, or they never? What
Then if you want me to show the world, I could walk you down my stairs and I'll show you exactly what wall it's on.
It's up to you. I'm sure people would love.
Okay, if the people don't care.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to keep my house semi-private.
That's fine.
Semi.
I think people love it when I show things in my house, and your house is going to be a little bit
my house, I mean, there's only pictures of my kids and things like that. I don't see there's pictures of just my kids and a kimono from Japan. And if you go down this hallway, you see nothing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have any of that stuff. But I'll go downstairs and I'll show the world.
Okay.
Okay, just for you, Kenny.
Thank you.
Okay, so how do I switch this thing around?
And I don't know if Ross Hoffman is watching or not, but Ross basically figured out anybody who calls me Kenny means that they've known me over 20 years.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so do I switch it this? Okay, so there is my hat. That's a game issued ball. It's not the actual 762. There's my 762 shoes that I wore. There's my jersey that I wore. Those are my batting gloves that I wore. Those are my wristbands that I wore. And then that's my bat that I hit the home run with. So all of this stuff is here, and it all has the MLB stamps of authenticity, which they didn't do for my whole career. They just did that. So this one here is, dang, I can't even see anymore. God bless me. This is my 73rd home run, which those are my shoes that I wore for 73, the year I hit 73 home. What year was that? Whatever. See, I don't even remember. There's my hat I wore. There's my glove. There's my helmet. There's my batting gloves. There's my pants. And there's my bat and wristbands. That's the whole uniform I wore. This is the whole uniform I wore. Coming over here, so as you guys can see, these are my other ones. I don't really have, these are the only things I have up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other ones I have are put away. This one is 600. So there's Kenny, quit taking notes because I know that I know you too well.
No.
You're like, I know you.
I'm looking. I had somebody scheduled after this.
It doesn't matter. You guys
Oh,
can
it's
take all
next
the
week.
notes you want. So there's 600. There's the whole thing.
Mhm.
I'm not going to show you anymore because Kenny's taking notes. No, I don't care. You guys can all see it. This one is 700. And like I say, it's the whole thing. Shoes, helmets, everything. And then this last one is I don't even know, 714, looks like. And there's a ball, helmet. I mean, not the helmet, but the gloves, uniforms. And that's all the information I'm giving you, Kenny, because you take too many notes on things.
I don't have.
But my favorite
You know I
picture
know
in
what
the
you
whole
have.
wide world is this painting. Okay? This is my favorite painting in the whole wide world. And everyone's going to go, oh, God, Barry, you got a painting of yourself and you love it. It's not because, it's because the owner, Harmon Burns, who passed away, owned the team at the time. He presented this to me, which is great. So if you look at the picture, which you're not going to be able to see because I'm going to get too close to it, there's a highlight of Willie Mays right there in the painting. It's like you can see his helmet. Like you have to like really look. But Willie's face is like right through here. Then like you can see me. Here's a picture of my son. You see it's a little helmet right through here. There's a helmet.
That I can see, yeah.
Okay, that's my son. And my father's face. My father's face is right here.
Yeah.
So that's my father. And then Willie is embroidered because there's his helmet. You can see his helmet now. Right there. And then that is just, so it has my son as my bat boy, my father, and Willie. So that's why it's my favorite photo.
Tremendous.
And other than that, there's no other pictures in my house. Nothing that has to do with baseball outside of my kids and paintings or whatever it is. So the world's got to see it. Those are the only things I have in my house. Yes, they're very insured. Yes. So I don't have to worry about them or anything like that. But all my other stuff is actually stored away.
Yep.
I don't want it. 600,
Cool.
660 was because my godfather.
There.
Oops, sorry. Can I have my back?
Yep.
There.
You're back. You're back.
Okay, so there. You saw it. The world saw it. Hopefully you liked the show. What else you want to talk about, Kenny? There's nothing else I have. Michael Jackson's what I have. Piano, some electric guitars, regular guitars. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Cool. What would you like to have?
What would I like to have?
Yes.
Like the most, like what I would want to have, like in what do you mean by what I want to have?
Well, like if you were able, and I'm not talking like Jackie Robinson, like if I was able to get you a cool piece, cool piece that didn't cost $1 million.
Right.
What would that piece be? You say, oh, wow, I'd love to display that.
Your friendship.
Oh.
How's that?
I
don't want material, bro. I just don't. I don't care for that stuff. I don't collect none of that stuff. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Just your, just friendship is cool. Yep. It's priceless. You can't buy it, bro. You just can't buy that stuff. Mm. So I don't care about the other stuff. I've done well in my life. So, I mean, what do I need, right? I mean, if I have one thing, I'd probably say, let me just go back in time a little bit, and then I could make $300-400 million in baseball. But that's about it. But my time came and it went, and I'm proud of my time, and it's gone, and I'm okay with that.
Well, Barry, this was amazing. This was amazing. I'm glad you did it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And we will definitely have to do it again. Yeah, I mean, you know me better than anyone, and probably you're the only one in the world that I've ever done this or opened up to, because we're friends. And I respect you, Kenny. And we've gone a long way,
together. And I know for a fact that, you know, this is good for you, great for, you know, finally gets me out. I don't know if I'll ever do it again like this, but I mean, at least I got it out once. Whoever media or press want to run with it, run the hell with it all you can. I also want to thank people like all my cycling friends and, you know, that have got me into cycling and stuff like that. I love them to death. They, you know, in my second life, you know. You know, I got to thank my friends and the people that I've met in the overlanding world now that have really embraced me and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of different things that I do now, and business partners and business friends and stuff that I didn't have time for. You know, I just want to let them know I really do appreciate you, you know, a lot. I'm not an overly talkative person except now because I'm on this show. I don't really, I'm very to myself type of person. But I do appreciate this second phase of my life. It's a lot more peaceful. It's a lot more fun. Not taking that baseball wasn't fun for me. I really, really loved my job. And, you know, I wish I could have played one more year. That was my big thing. I wish I could have played 2008 just to, I didn't think it should have ended the way that it ended. And I will always stick with that. I don't agree the way that it ended. I didn't get a, you know, people consider say whatever. I didn't get any tour or anyone said anything. They just kicked me to the curb, which was fine. Don't, you know, don't worry about it. Don't let the press go out there and say Bond said he got kicked to the curb, because that's probably going to be the headlines now. So you guys all hear it from me. I'm not sensitive about it. I don't care. It's over with. You know, certain things that I wish I had an opportunity to do. I wanted to teach the next guy that's coming in the way, you know, to, or, you know, kind of have that kind of bond the thing, but I couldn't play anymore every day. Also, there was no way. I wasn't playing the day games anymore. The night games, the day games were just too hard on my body. I couldn't do it, you know. So I was also I felt like I was, you know, I just wanted to just say goodbye in a different way, you know, just at different terms. But, you know, it's all come full circle for me now. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm really thankful and grateful. You know, the fans here love me, the people here love me. So it's all come full circle, and, you know, they appreciate what I've done throughout my career. So, you know, it did end well for me. So it was great. You know, you wish you could have other things, but it also ended great for me. So the people here that I played for in San Francisco and my friends that I grew up with appreciate me like crazy. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, like crazy. So it ended great for me. So you know, I wanted to clear that up, you know, like, you know, because they sat there and, you know, press says some kind of crazy stuff though. But, you know, I appreciate them now. I didn't do it then. I just didn't know better. But now I'm like, you know, God bless you, bro. Say whatever you want. I don't care. You're gonna get all these opinions. I got all these opinions. Ain't nobody gonna love me. Then everybody loved Jesus. So whoopee doo. Hey, who cares? So.
Well, listen, I appreciate this. I'm going to let you go, and as a tradition on my live is I'm going to go grab Chloe before Jen calls me and tells me to walk the dog before she goes to sleep.
Right.
So listen, have a great night.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Everybody watching really appreciates it. Have a good dinner, and I'm going to take care of my family business, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
No worries, brother. Next interview, 10 minutes, please. Like, you know.
That's you. I figured you were going to tell me it's time to go, and you just keep going and going and going.
No.
So, there you go.
Bro, I'm in it to win it. You're good.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care, bud.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.